Hi and welcome back. So we've got the functionality in place to get blogs from a specific user. Now we need to add in the ability to create a new blog and to create a new post. And these are going to be fairly simple. Let's begin by creating a new blog. Now, in order to create a new blog, we're going to need the constructor parameters for the blog. So we're going to go into the blog model and just have a look at exactly what it needs. And as we can see, it needs an author, title, description, author ID, and potentially an ID. However, when we're creating a new blog, we don't need to provide it an ID because, as we know, it's going to generate its own unique identifier. So really the only thing we need is an author, a title, a description, and an author ID. I'm going to copy that and just put it there as a comment. And now what we have to remember is that the user is going to interact with the website. They're going to write the author, the title, and the description on the website, and then the website is going to send us data. And I'll rectify, they won't be writing the author, they will only be writing the title and the description. The author and the author ID is going to be coming from their session. So when the user is logged in, they will write the title and the description of the new blog, but because they're logged in, we know who they are, so we can fill in the author and the author ID for them. Okay, so the new blog is really going to take a title and a description. And then what we're going to do is say blog is a new blog object. This is the class. And we're going to instantiate a new blog object with author is self dot email. Or potentially we could be storing the author name as well if we wanted. Title is title, which is passed to us as a parameter to this method. It will be coming from the website that the user is interacting with. The description is equal to description, which is also coming from the website. And finally, the author ID is self._ID, which is the current author's ID. And then what we have to say is simply blog.save to Mongo, and that will save this new blog that they've created to MongoDB. Okay, so that's how we create a new blog. And do notice we're not doing any checking regarding is there a duplicate title or is there any security flaws regarding HTML or anything. So this is just a very bare bones saving to Mongo, creating a new blog, and that's it. And in order to create a new post, we're going to follow, in fact, a similar sort of procedure. The first thing to do is go to the blog model and see what the new post method requires. So it requires a title and a content and potentially a date. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to write that in here as a comment to remind me, just for the time being, for a couple of minutes while we write this method, what these parameters need to be. And we're going to need a title, content of the blog post, and potentially a date. And the date is going to have also a default value. I'm going to import that. So why am I doing this? Why am I copying these things up there? And remember, the user is going to be interacting with the website, writing their blog on the website, and then pressing submit. And when they press submit, the website is going to send us a title and a content. Now the user may also want to write a date, and if they write a date, the website will send us a date. If they do not write a date, then we will use a default value here. Okay, and something else that we will also need is which blog are we writing this to, because a user may have multiple blogs. And now the website will be sending us this blog ID when the user presses submit, so the user won't be writing that themselves. So then what to do is find out what blog it is. So blog equals blog from Mongo with this blog ID, and this will return us a blog object with this specific ID, and then we can say blog.newPost with this title equals title, content equals content, date equals date. And that's it. So easy enough. We'll get the title, we'll get the content, and we'll get the date. And notice how the date may be the default value. And the website will send us the blog ID without the user having to write it themselves. And that's all we need to be able to find out which blog we're writing into and then putting the content into the database. So I'm going to go back into the blog model just to check if we've missed anything. And going over this new post, this simply creates the post with the details and then it saves that to MongoDB. So yeah, we don't really have to do anything else. We don't have to save the post to MongoDB ourselves because that method is already doing it for us. So this is all you need in order to write a new post. And notice how it says that this may be static. And it could be static indeed, because we aren't using any of the user's values when executing this. So the blog already exists, which means we do not need the user's ID for anything. And we don't need the email or the password for anything else. So really, we could make this static. And then we can remove the self. Okay, now I'm going to remove these comments from here because they don't really tell us anything else. And that's us ready to start developing the website itself, the front end, the user-facing pages, and also the API that site is going to be using to interact with all of these models. So that's some exciting business there, and it's going to be a bit challenging, but not too difficult. So stick with me and let's get it done. I'll see you there.